There are a lot of students who struggle in PTE speaking, and this tutorial is about speaking. But not only I'm going to share some theoretical tips, I'll show you practically how to nail speaking. That means how to get perfect scores in speaking, 90 out of 90. 32 marks out of 90 for your reading actually comes from Read Aloud. So we will cover also that. And about 45 marks for your listening module comes from speaking module. We will also cover that. So this tutorial is going to be very informative. So stay till the end of this tutorial. I will be demonstrating you one full mock test for speaking. I will not be using any microphone. So you can do this same exercise at home also, and you can expect some kind of similar scores which I will be getting without the microphone. I will be using all the strategies templates which our students are using and getting perfect scores in the real exam. Now, before I start, you have to understand I'm not using any microphone, so you can expect some variance in the results. But I will be using hybrid strategy for repeat sentences, one line or 12-word strategy for Read Aloud, specific templates for describe, image, and retell lecture. So you can use them, practice them. If you want to give a mock test, go to visuallanguageexperts.com.au. You can give mock test over there as well. Before I start, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We will be bringing more informative videos for you guys in the future as well, and we will help you in your PTE journey. So let's begin, guys. Here I will be testing my microphone and headset.
Welcome to Visual Language Experts PTE Mock Test Online.
That's fine. Let's record. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. My name is Vishal Kapoor from VLE. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. My name is Vishal Kapoor from VLE. All right, perfect. This is basically an introduction stage. You can tell about yourself, but I'm just going to skip this. "35 seconds. So first 12 words, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So a lot of times students ask me, can we start somewhere else instead of starting from the top? No, first 12 words only, guys. So this year the National Environmental Science Competition received excellent undergraduate and postgraduate entries. This year the National Environmental Science Competition received excellent undergraduate and postgraduate entries. This year the National Environmental Science Competition received excellent undergraduate and postgraduate entries. The next wave of leaders in industrial manufacturing will build an ecosystem that capitalizes. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 till and. The next wave of leaders in industrial manufacturing will build an. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So till ecosystem, an ecosystem. The next wave of leaders in industrial manufacturing will build an ecosystem. So neither speaking too fast, neither speaking too slow, in a very balanced way. The next wave of leaders in industrial manufacturing will build an ecosystem. As soon as you're done speaking, move to the next question. That's very important. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay. Training to become an actor is an intensive process which requires curiosity. Whenever there's a difficult or complex word, I try to break it into 2 or 3 words. That helps me to do better in pronunciation. You can try the same as well. It really helps, guys. Training to become an actor is an intensive process which requires curiosity. Training to become an actor is an intensive process which requires curiosity. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Have you ever pictured a world without light? Just think how much. If there's any punctuation, you can take a little breath. If you don't want to, that's also fine. So there's a question mark. I'm going to take a little breath over there, but that's fine. Okay. Have you ever pictured a world without light? Just think how much. Just think how much. Pictured ED, a light, a world without light. Have you ever pictured a world without light? Just think how much. A constellation. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. A constellation is an area on the celestial sphere in which a constellation is an area on the celestial sphere in which For 6 each and 7 each, if you stuck on a particular word, you are not able to pronounce it, you can skip it and speak extra word. Okay. So I'll show you. Let's say if I don't know how to speak celestial, I will speak Tel group. A constellation is an area on the sphere in which a group. Oh. So make sure that when you speak, do not take any pause. Right? When you skip a word, it should sound like a continuous sentence. Right? One word you can skip. Okay. Only do it at a worst case scenario. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Australians do speak English. However, for some tourists and travelers, it can. Australians do speak English. However, for some tourists and travelers, it can. Australians do speak English. However, for some tourists and travelers, it can.
The framework will help pose more research questions systematically.
The framework will help pose more questions systematically.
It is clear that the effects of climate change will damage the world economy.
It is clear that the effects of climate change will impact the global.
Major sports on campus include rugby, soccer, and tennis.
Major sports on campus include rugby, soccer, and tennis.
There is too much information on this topic.
There is too much information on this topic.
Until you complete the form, you cannot attend.
Until you complete the form, you cannot attend.
Everyone should get access to art galleries no matter where they live.
Everyone should get the access to art galleries no matter where they live.
Tuesday sessions will last for approximately 2 hours.
Tuesday sessions will last approximately for 2 hours.
We have 3 distinctive libraries which are nationally acclaimed.
We have 3 distinct libraries which are nationally acclaimed.
The gap between the rich and the poor does not decrease.
The gap between the rich and poor does not decrease.
I was young and inexperienced and going too fast in wet weather.
I was young and inexperienced going too fast in a wet weather. World population development 1750 and 1800. 6 and 8 billions. Then it's going to be highest, it's going to be 10. So 2050 and 10 billions, and lowest is going to be 1750 and 1 billion. Industrialized countries, developing countries 8 and 6. World population development was the main topic of the image. Developing countries was at the bottom of the image. 8 and 6 was on the left side of the image. Billions and 10 was also mentioned. 2050 and 10 billion is highest, whereas 7050 and 1 million is lowest. To conclude, developing countries and industrialized countries were the key feature of the image. Now, even if you say something wrong, do not stop. That's very important. 2 examples of input, process, output. Input, process, output. Materials and data on the left side, product and information on the right side. Then I'm going to write some words such as computer, industry, factory, emission. 2 examples were the main topic of the image. Input, process, output was on the top side of the image. Materials and data was on the left side of the image. Product and information was also mentioned. Computers and industry was also given. Factories and emission was the first element, whereas blue and green was the second element. To conclude, 2 examples of input, process, output were the key features of the image. Same template. When they have not given you any numbers, you just need to speak about the elements or the segments. So same thing I'm going to do over here. Snow and ice sheet. First element melting, second element I'm going to say ice shelf. Okay, snow and ice sheet. Grounding and line on the top side, icebergs on the right side, melting and ice shelf, water ocean, bedrock. Snow and ice sheet was the main feature of the image. Grounding and line was on the top side of the image. Ice and bergs was on the right side of the image. Melting and ice shelf was also mentioned. Warm ocean water was also highlighted. Arrows and snow was also given. Melting and ice shelf was the first element, whereas bedrock and lamont was the second element. To conclude, snow and grounding line were the key features of the image. Read the lecture. Focus on phrases. Okay.
I'm Steve Pinker and I'm Harvard College professor and Johnstone Family Professor, Harvard Department of Psychology. The cognitive revolution which took place at Harvard was the start after modern scientific study of the mind. Who study something like the mind, you like to think that you're a scientist, you face the immediate problem of what we do with these things called mental contents, thoughts, emotions, images, plans, rules. You can't see them, you can't taste them, then you can't feel them. If you're a scientist, you are supposed to be studying things that you can see, measure, and manipulate. How do you even begin with the science of mind? Well, the answer is the dominated psychology in the middle part of the 20th century, where it just to give up all talks of mental contents. This is the school of behaviorism and came to take over American psychology until the early 1950s, when a number of scholars with ties to Harvard started to rethink that whole idea. When we talk about how computers work, you can't get around computing internal states to them. Computers have memories, they have goal states, they execute plans, and if you could do that about a hunk of metal and you are not being unscientific, why should be on the scientific to say those things about a human being? The result was called cognitive science, included both experimental psychology, people who study other humans, in the lab with linguistics, including the famous theories of linguist Noam Chomsky, who was here at Harvard as a society fellow, a computer science and artificial intelligence, and later neuroscience.
Harvard studied professor was the main topic of the lecture. Initially, inner professor called the mental emotions was discussed. Furthermore, dominated psychology in the 20th century was also highlighted. Moreover, physiology of the behaviors was also told. Finally, whole ideas between how computers work was also given. Moreover, goal setting and execution plans was also discussed. Finally, famous theory which was told in the Harvard was also discussed about the cognitive scientist. To conclude, artificial intelligence and neuron scientists were the key features of the image.
Today we're going to recount heroic tales of superhuman feats of strength. When in the face of disaster, some people are said to have summoned up incredible physical power to lift a car off of an accident victim, move giant rocks, or like Big John of Song, single-handedly hold up a collapsing beam to let the other miners escape. Are such stories true? There are many anecdotes supporting the idea, but we're going to take a fact-based look at whether or not it truly is possible for an adrenaline-charged person to temporarily gain massive strength. In proper terminology, such a temporary boost of physical power would be called hysterical strength. The stories are almost always in the form of one person lifting a car off of another. In each of these cases, some aspect of leverage or buoyancy probably played some role in reducing the magnitude of the feat to something more believable. And even lifting many cars by several inches still leaves most of its weight supported by the suspension springs. But our purpose today is not to debunk any of the specific stories. The majority of them are anecdotal, and interestingly not repeatable. In many cases, the person who summoned the super strength later tried it again only to find that they couldn't do it. Basically, what we have is a respectably large body of anecdotal evidence that suggests that in times of crisis, danger, or fear, some people have the ability to temporarily exercise superhuman strength.
Superhuman strength was the main feature of the lecture. Initially, collapsing beams and psychology moving giants was the key feature of the lecture. Moreover, many antidotes supply the ideology was also told. Finally, adrenaline charged person was also given. Moreover, lifting the cars and also reducing the magnitude was also told. And also they discussed about the weight supplied by the machine, such as summoning the super strength was also told. To conclude, respecting the body was the key feature of the lecture.
What do you call your cousin's father?
Uncle.
Where do marine animals live?
Under the water, ocean.
How do we call a person who is about the same age?
Same age. That's it. So what we have done, we have just followed the same principles, same templates which we teach our students over here. And on top of that, we have also ensured that it does not matter, even if you're struggling in something, if you have not got the right keywords, you should just keep on speaking and try to follow the same methodologies, same techniques which I have just showcased you. And this will allow you to get perfect scores in your exam as well. Now, this is a score 83 out of 90 without using any headphones. So if you're getting above 80, that means in the real exam, you can get perfect 90, not only for your speaking, but also for your reading and listening as well. Do not forget to watch these two tutorials. These two tutorials will really help you in your PT preparation. Now, do not forget to follow us for more unique tips and valuable information for PT. And this is really going to help you to clear your PT exam.